I just think people are longing for something that's real with a capital R, for something that's good and right, for something that matters. I mean, really matters. Don't we want at least an hour or two in our week when we come aside and we see the one who's real and right and altogether good, where we gaze on the one whose greatness and glory puts all the pettiness into perspective? Don't we want to come aside at some point in the week, not to see more of the same that we can get everywhere else in a world of wickedness and evil? Don't our souls long to see a glimpse of the God whose righteousness and justice will ultimately reign? In a world where people inevitably let us down, don't we long to see the God whose love will never let us go? In a world of turmoil and uncertainty everywhere, don't we long to see the God whose sovereign hand is always sure? In a world where we are so tempted, every one of us, to run every day after temporary pleasures, don't we need to see the eternal treasure that's found in a God whose pleasures will never, ever, ever fade? Like, church, we want God. We want to glorify God more than we even want to appease or entertain or center around ourselves. Just think about it. I was thinking about it as we were singing. Like, we live in a world where every day, everything is shouting to us, self is God, self is God, self is God. It's what shout. Just every day we're inundated. Everything around us permeated. People spending billions of dollars to focus our lives on ourselves. And if we're not careful, we'll create a whole church culture where we gather together every Sunday and say the same thing. Self is God, self is God, self is God. I heard on this radio this morning, supposedly Christian teaching that was promising prosperity in this world if you follow God. And I just thought, we've just made God a means to an end. God is the way to get more stuff for us. We've created a whole church culture that revolves around us, around worldly things we want, around the comforts we cling to, around the songs we prefer, around the sermons that suit our taste. When somewhere at some point we all desperately need to hear, you're not God. You're not God. You're not God. It's not about you. It's about Him. And follow this and to see satisfaction is not found in centering around ourselves. To realize that's what the world tells us is not true. We need to realize the deepest satisfaction of our soul is found in centering on God. That vision for God is what brings satisfaction to our soul. So God is not a means to an end. God is the end.